on then.
We are on.
Right, so this is, what is this, episode 3, Chris?
Numero 3.
Numero 3. We've not done one for ages. Well, if you're watching this, it's obviously every week. So this is November, innit? And this will be out in January.
Yep, I think it's been over a month since we did episode 2.
Hello, lazy bastards.
I'm a new person.
You're a new person?
I've been on holiday.
Oh, you've been on holiday.
I'm tanned.
Tanned. Look at him. We used a Photoshop to kind of make him a bit whiter though, just to...
I was Peely Wally before.
Aye. So, we were talking about it before, like a lot of podcasts, the structure, you have a sponsorship before it.
Yep,
but I've not got a sponsorship yet, apart from my shows. So this, I think this will go out in January, so hopefully this is January at some point. So I've got solo shows that I've got and that I'm putting a wee tour together myself.
Good
the
stuff.
Fuck It List tour. I've got one in Inverness. At the moment, like the time of recording, I've got 3 lined up, but hopefully I want to get like a full tour over a few months from February, March, April, May maybe, of solo shows, and I want to build up my social media so that I can sell tickets. So at the moment I've got one in Inverness, one in Rothsay.
Oh, I like Rossi.
I've never actually been.
I've played, there's a festival, a music festival called Butte Fest.
Aye.
I've played that a couple of times, and I've been a couple of times just as a punter, and it's
Aye.
always a good laugh. I know that's not where you're playing, but it's a nice wee place.
Aye, so it's the Honky Tonk, that's the 31st of March. I've got one in Nice and Sleazy's in Glasgow in an afternoon.
I like Sleazy's
Some
as
point.
well.
So if you want to buy tickets for that, it's probably, to be honest, like this is November, it's probably sold out by now. That will only be, but if you want to come to my shows, check my social media, Obie Comedian, and it should be up there. And I might have another way to put, I might get a website or something with all my details on it. But look at, I'm coming to see one of my shows. Right, you coming, Chris?
I welcome. I came to see you a few weeks ago at the Sunday roast.
Oh,
that was
the
good.
Sunday roast, that was alright, wasn't it?
The Sunday roast itself was good, as was the accompanying comedy.
Aye.
A good old time.
Who did we have?
Who else was on? Stuart McPherson was on.
Aye, and Shirley Ferguson, Marjolaine
Marlene Robertson.
and Ross Leslie. So that was good.
Good night. Lots of Yorkshire puddings. Went for a wee drink after. Good
Aye,
time.
me, you and Ainsley went for a bevy after it.
We did. Went to a classy establishment called Spoons.
Well, that was mad, wasn't it?
Actually, I've just remembered, see when I was editing episode 2, my hair was really stupid because my headphones were like doing this, and I had a silly wee bit and it annoyed me the whole time I was editing it, so I'm going to need to remember to do that or wear hats.
I know, but I'm wearing the hat because I've shaved my head again because there's no much yet left. So hopefully if this podcast goes well enough, hopefully we can get a hair transplant going.
Well, that's what Darren Connell did, mind. He's got his podcast is sponsored by the place that done his
hair
transplant.
Aye, he got a hair transplant. So if there's a hair transplant company out there that wants to sponsor us, just gives a free hair transplant, we'll get it sorted.
I want a beard transplant.
A beard man?
Because I can't grow a beard. This has been like a year of trying.
Fuck off.
No, it is.
Is it?
I trim it, but like,
Is there actually hair on there?
Exactly. Look, we're in 4K,
No, that isn't it.
4K clarity on this admittedly old
You
iPhone.
must have shaved.
I've trimmed it, but I've not had a proper clean shave.
Alright, so you're just keeping it. From my angle, you look like face like a baby's arse.
Yeah, that's everyone's angle.
So let's see it. Turn round. Fuck off.
Yeah, so
That's me after like 2 or 3 days.
so that's why we need hair transplant for you, beard
Right,
transplant for me.
so if anybody wants to do
Please reach out.
a beard transplant or a hair transplant, no, you know what we can do? Right, because my facial hair's alright. I can grow quite a lot.
You give me some beard, I'll give you
I'll
some.
give you some beard.
hair.
You give me some of the stuff
Good
up
deal.
the top.
Right, we don't need sponsors
No,
anymore.
we
never
do,
mind.
right? So we'll do that. We'll do a podcast where the kind of hair transplant people come in.
Oh, we're doing it like on camera.
Aye. So what they'll do is
Patreon special.
So that they'll pluck beard hair. They'll pluck beard follicles out of my beard, stick it in your beard, and they'll take hair out the back of your head, stick it in my head.
Do you think our DNA will start mixing and we'll
Maybe,
start
aye.
becoming like each other?
Shit, that'd be fucked up, that wouldn't it? Maybe I'll get younger as well. Maybe I'll take a few years off my life.
Maybe what's the equivalent? I'll die sooner.
No, you'll die sooner than me. I can't.
Aye, fair enough. You do all the marathons and that.
I'm a runner and that. I've been out running recently, so aye.
How's the training going?
Good,
Talked about
man.
it last episode.
Aye.
You hit the 4 hours yet?
No. So at the moment I'm kind of. I've not been running much for years, really. I've been on and off, but I've been quite consistent the last few months. And it takes ages. See, if you're out running, it takes ages to get to a level where you're actually comfortable.
Aye.
So I'm just about starting to get there. I can maybe, at the moment, no, I because I've left it that long, I can only maybe do 2 or 3K without stopping.
Right.
But I'm doing longer runs, but I'm doing like 2 or 3K, having a wee rest, and then going again.
So do you just try and go further every time to train for a marathon?
Aye. So I'm learning. I'm learning a lot, because years ago when I was running, I just go out and run, because if I was younger, the fitness level was decent.
Aye.
But now what I'm learning is to get better at running, you actually need to go slower.
I give yourself a wee bit of recovery to then
It's
push harder.
No, even the good runners, to build up, to go faster, you need to go slower.
This sounds like Lightning McQueen. You seen Cars?
No.
Yeah,
No.
different generations here.
All right, all right. So basically, because it builds up your aerobic level.
Right.
So basically, if you go longer, slower, you can actually, like, if you build it up after a few months, it's easy to go faster rather than sprinting. So I'll be doing like a couple of months of slow running before I actually do wee sprints and stuff to build up the aerobic base.
That makes sense.
So boring as fuck for the podcast, but that's I maybe get. So I've got like a mate who I speak to. He's another comedian, a new comedian.
You get a nose dangler on the nose on the 4K camera.
Have I got? Is that way?
You're good.
I'd be laughing at it. So there's a guy, Graham Connolly, who I might get on the podcast. He's
Billy's cousin.
Billy Connolly. He's his cousin, and he's ran like 100 milers and stuff. He's an ultra marathon guy.
Ultra marathons. I've seen a few of the guys that like go on Joe Rogan and talk about that.
Aye. So I maybe get him on because I'd like to hear more. I don't know. I've only met him a few times, but I've asked him for advice for my training.
That sounds interesting.
So basically, he's a new comedian, so I can help him with advice about doing comedy.
Aye.
And he can help me be running.
Yeah.
So it was him that told me originally that you need to run slow down. And I was like, fuck off. I went, no, that's what you need to do to get faster. All right.
It's the same as cars. The old car says turn right to turn left.
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't get that reference, but
From Cars. You should watch Cars.
What, the cartoon?
Yeah.
All right. I know what you mean. The wee cartoon guys.
Aye. Classic film.
he just flummoxed me with a reference I didn't get there. That's like doing the Edinburgh Festival in Edinburgh, and you're talking about the Scottish comedians talking about fucking Sucky Hall Street and shit to Americans that have never been in Glasgow in their life. Because you get like I've seen it over the years that the comedians, they start off, they're in Glasgow, and all they talk about is Glasgow, I Am Brew, Glasgow references, the Neds, all that kind of junkies and stuff like that. It's things that in Glasgow would go down well. But then they go to Edinburgh Festival, they do the same stuff, and the audience is full of Americans, people from England, Australians, and they haven't got a fucking clue. So you have to be more universal.
Aye, I know a lot of people try and do, like if they're say the tour in the UK, they've got a wee something about like every city they maybe start with,
And
like
that's
a local reference type thing.
Aye.
But that's like going to Liverpool and saying something about Manchester, you get your head kicked in.
Aye. I know, as it's totally true that if I'm on a gig, I'll try and reference something for that place, or something that's happening in the gig.
Aye, just a wee bit of.
Aye, but if you're doing stuff about Glasgow when you're in, I done a gig in Perth, it'd maybe be all right there. But if I was doing stuff about Glasgow, that doesn't really work.
Aye, can maybe do a wee something about like people's perception of Glasgow.
Aye, you can do that,
but not the sort of local stuff that just works if you're at a gig in Glasgow.
Aye. So the only thing you can do is take the piss out of being like. I've seen people take the piss out of the kind of life expectancy of Glasgow.
Aye.
People you go to London, you take the piss out of the accent. So that's been done a million times. So that's different. When you're talking about Argyle Street, Sucky Hall Street, the underground stuff like that, it's kind of
it's not going to work outside Glasgow, is it?
Aye.
I know we're talking about guests there. Looking forward to getting a few on. Hopefully within the next few episodes we'll maybe get the first.
So what I've said to Kris there, like there's a one of the books I read that says the top, you pick like a top 100 of people that you want and ask them all.
Yep.
So we'll write a list of like the perfect guests, like guests we'd actually want. Like Like guys like Billy Connolly, and I don't think we'd ever get him, but why? I imagine you asked them and they went, fuck it, let's do it.
Aye.
So pick
Imagine
the
being
top
the
guest.
the first and only podcast that Billy Connolly ever came on.
Aye, imagine that.
We become the Michael Parkinson of the podcast world.
So if anybody knows Billy Connolly's people, tell him if he wants to come to a wee house and scheming come along to do the podcast, tell him to come along and we'll give him a what is it? Black currant and apple and black currant juice for free.
No, I'm sorry I didn't buy a brew in for you. I'm just back for holiday.
That's alright, that's actually quite nice. I like that. So I think what were we going to talk about today, Chris? I was mentioning the actual fuck it list idea.
Yeah, we probably should talk about the titular subject.
Aye.
I did actually. There was a couple of times we've mentioned in the last 2 episodes. We've just said something and we go fuck it. You know, a lot of podcasts have their wee sounds that they play.
Aye.
I thought every time that one of us says fuck it, we could play a wee sound.
Baby.
So you know,
I don't know. That sounds shite.
Oh well, he's the comedian. Fuck me.
I don't know. I could do that. I don't know.
No, you know, like in Family Guy when Peter Griffin is watching a film and they say the name of the film and he's like, he said it.
All right. Aye. I maybe do that for one episode.
But this episode, every time, go say fuck it.
Fuck it.
He said it.
Did you have that all set up? Did you?
Aye.
Fucking hell, man. You be is that what you be thinking about Gran Canaria the last week?
That's all I thought about.
Well, listen again. Fuck it.
I was like, oh. He said it.
I don't know, man. That's it grew on me.
We're keeping it, right?
Aye, we can do it again. It doesn't happen all the time, but
I'm the producer. It's staying.
fucking hell, Chris's ego's got the better, but 2 episodes in, he's like got his ego's kind of went mad. Right, so see that. What are you going to say there? No, right. I thought I was interrupted. So see the fuck it list thing, right? I kind of the idea was here. So it's like, because I think, do you ever, when people get bored in their life, they get stuck in a groundhog day of life, don't we?
Yes.
Sometimes like day jobs, doing the same shit every day. You're doing the same jobs, having the same conversations every day.
Yeah, you just drive the same road.
You drive the same road every day. You get home and you have the same conversations with the same people.
And you eat the same dinner every...
The same fucking dinner. Like this, I'm boring myself to shit here, right? And you just get this way of living and society kind of sets it up, doesn't it? And I don't think there's any people up there controlling it, but you just get stuck in a rut of how to live.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I obviously got to work to make a living, but then you go on holiday twice a year. And for me, that normal routine of how society kind of teaches you how to live bores me to death, man.
Aye. But you don't really realise it when you're in it.
No.
Like, see, this week where I've just been on holiday.
Aye.
Like, I know I've mentioned it the last few episodes, like my last few months of work, I've just been really busy, stressful, shite. But this week I've been on holiday, it's like, see, just been able to turn that work bit of my brain off.
That's great, aye.
And like, it's not, like, I've kind of regained a bit of passion and drive to want to do more of my music stuff, stuff to do with this.
Aye.
Whereas see, when I'm working and even when I'm not at work, but just a period of time when I'm working, there's always that bit of your brain that's thinking about stuff at work.
Aye.
But I've been able to turn that off, and I'm like, kind of...
Because you get stuck in kind of robot mode, don't you?
Aye. Warehouse mode.
Oh, fucking warehouse mode, Jesus, man. Because we worked in a warehouse together, and the conversations are the exact same every day in there, aren't they?
Oh, God, aye.
Aren't they? Like, you work in the morning, like, fucking the same creative, like, there's like so many creative, you work in the morning,
it's like the
same shit, different day. They're always slagging. Like if you're on the early shift, they slag the back shift slag the night shift, the night shift slag the early shift. Every job I've ever been in, same fucking shit all the time. It's just like, see, I get angry about this.
We got angry. We did this the last episode as well.
Did we?
Mind we... Hold on. Where's my wee... Oh, where is it? Mind the beep we did last time. Lost it. There it is. Mind we spoke about...
Right.
A load last time.
Aye.
I was watching a wee bit at the end of that the other day just to check something for the edit, and we both get proper raging talking about that warehouse.
I know, it is. So that the kind of warehouse, or that kind of job, although if I have to go back to work a job like that for a wee while, I don't mind.
That is more monotonous than most jobs, though.
Aye. So that's the kind of thing that drove me into wanting to do the fuck it list thing.
Yep.
And so I've explained the kind of thinking behind it.
Not on pod, so you better do it now.
Aye, so it's kind of there's so the bucket list is it's a mixture of things, right? I'm still kind of working out myself, to be honest.
Yes.
So there's
We're on this journey together, everyone.
Aye. So I think there's different kind of a fuckets, right?
Yep.
So there's like a list of things. So see, years ago, like when I was younger, I wrote a list of things I wanted to do, right?
Like a more traditional bucket list.
More traditional type bucket list, and it wasn't really. I didn't kind of say it was a bucket list, but as I look back, I've decided it's a bucket list. So there's a list of things I wanted to do that I've done quite a lot of them, to be honest, which is quite good. So
What's a couple of examples?
So for example, doing stand-up comedy.
Was this before you'd even started?
Aye. So years ago, I wanted to do stand-up comedy. So I wrote it was a sheet of paper with all my things on it. It was like a mind map kind of thing.
All right, yeah.
I drew a load of wee things on it. I'd love to find it. I'll see if I can find it somewhere. And so I had, and I think I wrote it. Maybe I wrote one at school. So I think even have.
I was mind mapped out my nut in school.
Aye. So I think even things like losing my virginity and stuff like that. So like years ago. Someday that'll happen.
It's the last one.
The last one on my deathbed. Yes, I got my whole. All right. So things like doing stand up, running a marathon.
All right.
So I've done 5 of them now.
Right,
that was just today. So I ran 5 marathons this morning.
Nice.
What other? Go to Australia.
Done that one.
Aye.
We were just saying before we recorded. Actually, Australia doesn't exist.
Aye, that's right. Because according to flat earthers, it doesn't exist.
We're globe earthers.
So what else is there? So it's kind of developed over the years, and so there's this predetermined stuff that I've wrote. I've got a list. I'll find it somewhere, and I can add. So I want to add to that. And so learning the guitar, which I started a while ago, but I've not quite gotten yet.
Okay.
Doing a backflip, I fucking want to do a back. See, I've always had this fantasy of doing a backflip.
Like on a trampoline or just on the ground?
On the ground. But I did.
Do you want to finish a gig one day and just backflip off the stage?
Oh, I'd love that, man. It's like, see, for years, it's like I've had this recurring dream that I can do a backflip, and it's just been in my brain for years. And see, just like you standing up doing a backflip and just landing.
Aye.
And I'd love to get somebody who's a gymnast who could actually train me and go like.
I know.
So
my,
take me.
My 10-year-old sister's right into her gymnastics. So
Aye.
you get her to train you.
Aye, if you want, aye. Because see, for kids, it's dead easier that they can do shit like that. But when you're older, because
I certainly couldn't at that age, but you know, as if I can now.
I've always been fairly fit with my flexibility shit. I want to. It's in my brain for some. I don't know where it came from, but I'm just fascinated by having to do a backflip someday.
Did you ever see these videos of like either old people or like really fat people learning yoga?
Aye.
And it like starts off like they bend down, they can barely hands never reach their knees, never mind their toes, and then it shows you like they do it every day for years.
Aye.
And by the end of it, they're like, see if you do that.
See, I'm a bit like that. My flexibility shit. So if I look like my running's all right, and I can go to. Well, I've not been to the gym for a while, but I kept myself fit for the gym years ago with my flexibility. So that's on my bucket list. So right, so back to the thing. So there's a list of predetermined things. Mm-hmm. So the bucket list is like a either from a predetermined list, or it could be last minute shit. You know, so there could be stuff that so people just add to it on the day. So it's like a spontaneous thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had a spontaneous actually see that show that I told you about, the Some Laugh Patreon thing at Blackfriars.
Aye. So
I bought tickets to that, right? And the week of it, I was just coming out of having COVID. I got COVID like a few weeks ago, and it was the first time I've had it. So I've avoided it for the last 3 years, and I just got it.
Aye.
And it kind of knocked me in my arse, and I was feeling shit. But I had tickets to this thing, and I really wanted to go, but I was feeling shit.
Aye.
Ainsley was feeling shit as well. She didn't want to go. Text a few people, and they were like, nah, I know the night is freezing, it's raining. And I went, I said, fuck it. He said it! And I just went myself to this show, and you know, it was great. And then
it changed his life.
Well, I mean, it was a great comedy show anyway. And then halfway through, Mark goes, right, folks, we've got a wee guest. Here's Kevin Bridges.
Brilliant.
And I was as close to him as I am to you. Like, I've seen him before in the Hydro, sitting up in the heavens. And I saw him like doing a wee, working out some new material this far away, just because I thought, no, fuck it, I want to do that.
Aye.
And that was great. So I'm really glad I did that. Because see, if I woke up the next day and realised I had tickets to that show, didn't do it, and then they posted a picture of Kevin Bridges.
Because there's people they become too practical. They get stuck in that routine of how they live their life. And if somebody goes, "Oh, do you want to do this tonight?" You go, "Oh, I've got work tomorrow." All right, but sometimes you go, "Fuck it," and you have the best night of your life.
Exactly. Aye.
You know, just last minute things. And I remember I was doing a gig in I was in the stand years ago. I was doing the rap battle thing.
All right.
Have you ever watched any of them?
I've seen a few, yeah.
So it was like a rap battle thing, right? I'm not a rapper, but it's good. It's a good laugh. It's usually good fun because the comedians are shite at rapping, which makes it funny.
Aye.
And I was doing the fuck it list kind of shows, and I was telling some of the punters after it, and they said, "Oh, how you doing? You coming for a beer?" And I went, "Oh no, man." It says, "But you've just told us about the fuck it list." And so you can't really say no. And I went, "Ah, fuck it." So I'm out drinking with these random people. Had a great night. So it's like that idea of just doing things last minute. And it's sometimes if you don't feel like doing something is when fuck it works. So if you're kind of going, nah, I'm just going to watch Netflix, I'm going to sit here, do fuck all. It says, "But do you want to do this?" You go, fuck it. So I think the words fuck it kind of break through the barrier.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a real thing. So fuck it. It breaks through a barrier. It gets you out your comfort zone.
Just something you need to say to yourself if you find yourself in that situation where you sort of don't want to do something, but then you realise it's just sort of out of laziness. Or just out of comfort in your routine. You're like, no, but it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday when I eat gammon steak and watch EastEnders.
I do have a gammon steak Tuesday as well. I know what it's like. And I seen this online. There's a wee quote that I don't know if I can remember, but it's in my head. It was like, what was it? So what was it? Everything. What was it? So all the good stuff. I don't know the exact quote. Everything amazing. No, everything that you want is in the things that you're not doing.
Yeah.
So what is it? So everything that you fucking dream of, all the stuff, all the good stuff, is in the stuff that you're not doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you're a musician, right? But I just sorry for that. And you know, you kind of know what you need to do to be more successful as a musician.
Yeah, I know what to do, but I'm comfortable in my life of
because you're comfortable doing
work.
your day job, earning a living, paying for your house and all that.
Yep.
And I'm the same. I know exactly what I need to do to be more successful in comedy. I need to be doing videos every day. I need to do more of this, writing more, just doing more TikTok. I could do 5 TikToks a day for 6 months. It would change everything.
You'll be selling it.
And I've known that for years, but I've not done it. So it just takes a fuck it a day. So I think even doing a video. So see what it's like, I could do stand up. Like you do music and being on stage in front of all these people is a piece of piss. But sometimes doing that and doing a video for a couple of minutes, which could be seen by thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do it because I'm watching fucking Netflix. I'm playing that shitty pool game on my phone, which I'm good at.
8-ball pool?
8-ball pool.
Oh, that's about it, isn't it?
I'd fucking I'm brilliant at it. Like I spent hours on that, man. And see if I spent all the hours actually doing content and building my audience,
we'd be in a mad pro studio right
aye,
now.
and it's like you know what to do, but it's that kind of you're stuck in that routine. That is it a derp state? I don't know, heard that word somewhere. You're stuck in this kind of zombie state.
I don't know the word, but yeah, it's not. It's not like last week where I'm going to go ritual and we all celebrate the right word. I don't know.
Aye. So you're stuck in this kind of zombie state of doing like what you're kind of a. I don't want to say brainwash because that sounds as if there's people at the top doing it like that. Turns into Illuminati shit.
It's a sort of self-inflicted brainwash, isn't it?
Self-inflicted brainwash because you've kind of it's like, no, it's like it's like lions in the zoo, right? You know, because they're getting everything they need. Like they're getting their food.
Aye.
So they don't
need to go and hunt.
They don't want to escape.
They're
bored at their tits, but they've got everything they need. So they're just going to go, man, there's a fucking...
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Pre-packed gazelle meat.
But we do still need to work for the stuff we need.
I know.
But we could make the money we need from doing the thing we love, but it's it's going to be a bit harder and it's a bit more uncertain, so we just stick to the easy version.
Because safety scares me, man. Like, people, it does see the safe job shit. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. For me, like, it fucking scares the shit out of me.
Aye, I know we mentioned it a wee bit in the last episode about the whole having something to fall back on thing.
Aye, man, it scares me.
It can make you a bit too comfortable.
Aye, and it does. And the last few years, I've not had a real job, which is good. But sometimes I've ended up nearly skint because so I'm either loaded or skint.
It's no in between.
No in between, aye. So I done well at the Edinburgh Festival this year, so I've been alright for a couple of months. But now the money's running out, I've not got a car, so I need to get working again for a couple of weeks. Or I could fucking push my social media and start
It's still
selling
at least,
tickets.
I'd say it's at least, you know, you might be in a bit of a financial rut or whatever, but it's still worth it to be doing the thing you love.
Aye,
compared
aye.
to like, you know, what if you just went, no, actually I want to be comfortable, I'll go and work in a call centre.
Aye. And there's a point, like I'm there's a kind of there's like two brains that I've got now.
In a jar in your kitchen.
Two brains in a jar, wee boys. Aye, two wee boys in a jar. So there's like you've got two parts here. You've got the kind of safety guy. I just need a wee job, son. You need to get a wee job. It's like your dad going, you need to get a wee job. You need safety. And then, so at the moment, like I want to do more solo shows, and I know what I need to do, and I'm considering just. If I went full, I know that I could. If I went full time, just booking venues, booking shows, and selling tickets.
Yep.
Like focusing 8 hours a day and selling tickets as a full time job. Because I was speaking to Gary Falls, who will get on at some point. And
You just did a wee tour with him, didn't you?
I done a couple of gigs with him down in Corby in London, and when he first sold out his a big gig, it was a 250 seater. For him, isn't it a big gig, but for, you know, I'd love that. It was Victoria's in Glasgow, and he sold tickets door to door for that.
Aye.
Sold it out, and I'm thinking, like, if he can do that, I could just start booking 100 seaters, a couple of them a month, and just go around doors.
Aye.
And fucking sell them.
I wish I get folks selling tickets to comedy shows at the door instead of just like
Aye. So
Jehovah's.
So the thing is, like, if I get around, sell it. And do you know what I was thinking? Like, but doing social media as I'm selling them. So see I chat with your door, right, and you go, fucking hell, who's this mad bastard? And I buy tickets, but then I do a wee video with me talking to you about why you bought tickets.
It's the kind of thing people eat up on TikTok.
Aye.
For no reason, but
so here I'm at. So I would like to do the journey of me chapping doors because it terrifies me. I done a door to door job years ago, and it lasted a couple of hours.
Aye.
And it was selling life insurance,
right.
and I couldn't do it because I've not got it myself. I know.
Some tactics there. You could like chap somebody's door and like hold a knife to their throat and be like, "Do you want life insurance? You might need it."
Aye, fair enough. Aye. But I reckon I could do that and just go around chapping doors. I could chap businesses. And what I was doing, like, see if you think of this, Chris, right? So imagine I came to your door, right? So would you think you'd buy comedy tickets if somebody came to your door?
I probably would because I'm a big comedy fan,
Aye.
but I don't know what the sort of general public.
Aye, so say somebody came to your door, right? So I think normally somebody comes to your door, you go, oh, for fuck's sake, how do you get rid of this cunt? Because they're usually selling, it's usually energy in it. It's usually trying to
One of these type of things.
change your energy supplier.
Can I ask your energy supplier, or are you with Sky or Virgin for your broadband, or this nonsense?
Or sometimes charity. It's usually the energy suppliers. And usually I'm like, I shut them off. No interested, mate, shut the door.
Yeah.
I'm not addicted to them, but I was like, no interested, mate, shut the door.
Aye, so what would be your opening gambit to like
I
grab
don't
their
know.
attention?
Well, see, like Gary Falls was telling me that when he first done it, because I think people would be genuinely interested because it's different, because it's like a pattern interrupt, because they're kind of going, oh, it's another cunt selling fucking electricity. I go, hello, how you doing, mate? I'm trying to sell myself.
Aye.
Not
like that.
They kind of blocks them, then they'll tell them what I'm doing.
And we say that pattern interrupt, the kind of Darren Brown thing we were talking about a few weeks ago, like just shock somebody into being like, what's going on here?
Aye. So Gary Falls was chapping the door apart. I don't know where it was, he was telling me. And he was chapping the door. He knew there was somebody in, they weren't answering. And Gary's half his nut, right, that way. He's got this charisma, right, and he seen the guy in through the window. He started chapping the window, and he's going, hello. And the guy's like, oh, fucking hell, who is this cunt? And they came out, and the guy ended up buying tickets because he was persistent. And he could sell 10
breaking windies and that, and jumping in.
So you could sell 10 or 20 tickets a day doing that. And I reckon I could do that. And
Aye, do that for 10 days, and you've got a sold out decent room.
Aye, and if I could sell 10 tickets a day for a tenner, that's more than enough to live on. If I could do that 5 days a week,
yeah,
you know, and then you know
that on top of if you're doing TikToks and that,
aye,
about doing that, then people watching TikTok might buy tickets as well.
Aye, so I'm in that point now, right? So I know logically that should work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sounds all right. It sounds as if it should work, but there's still that part of me going, I bet, back in my brain going, son.
I'm in the same kind of boat with music. Like, I know plenty of people that could book me gigs in pubs and stuff.
Aye.
I know I could do it. I could probably make a decent, I could stop doing as much overtime and work as I do and make that money back gigging at the weekend. Part of it's because work dubs me that much that I end up too tired at the weekend. Again, that's another excuse. But it
holds you back, doesn't it, for doing what you really love?
Aye, but no, I think as you say, I logically know that I could.
Aye,
I've got a list of people in my head that I could message right now and probably get a gig even tonight or at the weekend.
Aye,
and make a decent bit of money. There's just something in my head
that's mad,
makes me not do it.
So that's why the fuck it word works.
He said it.
There's only got to be one episode. Right, it's no way. So that's how the fuck it word's going. Fuck it, like, and even small things. So back to the fuck it idea, right? So there's like the predetermined fuck it's.
Mm-hmm.
There's spontaneous ones where it's the last minute ones going fuck it. Like it could be like fuck it, I'm going to that gig.
Yep.
Or it could be like I'm lying in the house, somebody puts a post up, there's a gig tonight, I'm looking for a comedian, I go fuck it, I'll apply for it. And it could be I don't know, just fuck it. Like I like the idea of, like, I've had enough money, fuck it, go to the airport with your passport, no plans.
Just get me on the next flight.
Get me on the next flight, go somewhere for a week.
Yeah. I
love that idea of doing that kind of shit. So there's the predetermined, that kind of last minute fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
What else was there? So there's fuck it's to get you past barriers. So there's that things that hold you back.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like society holds you back, like you at the moment, that comfort zone of being in your job and kind of because you're comfortable holds you back. You go fuck it, I'm just going to book a gig tonight and do it.
Comfort zone fuck it's.
Aye, so getting you past, and you get like sometimes parents gonna you need a job. They can have that old mentality. Even friends sometimes. Yeah. So sometimes a fuck it gets you past that way of thinking. So a fuck it's like breaking a barrier. And I used to do it. And I had a wee sales job a few years ago. Right, it was a shit job, dodgy company. We were chapping businesses door, trying to sell business services, and there was that point where you get. Just before you approach the door of the business, you get that kind of dread. You know, I don't know if you've ever done a sales job, you get that kind of dread of speaking to them.
I've not, but I do get it. Even in my job, if I'm going into just deal with a customer, sometimes there's just that sort of, I know what they're like.
Aye, so sometimes that I go fuck it just before I do it. That kind of pushes you. So it's like fuck it, it pushes you forward.
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean.
Aye.
You sort of you get yourself into this weird character that's not quite yourself.
Aye.
That like just gets the job done, and then when you're out of there, you're like, who's that?
Aye, who was that guy? And it worked with stand up as well. It's like when I first started doing it, my first few gigs. Right, I remember like one of them in particular. Right, I was doing the stand. Right, they don't book me now, but fuck them anyway. And there was one like when I started doing comedy, it was like you do a 5-minute set, and usually when you start doing comedy, you have to all day you're gonna going right. How's this set? You're in your head trying to work it out. You know, you're kind of rehearsing it and going on it. And I was working in Chungwa picture tubes shithole and fucking Eurocentral somewhere.
God, we've dissed a lot of businesses in 3 episodes. Haven't we?
Fucking day jobs. Just B&Q, I worked B&Q and all. And I remember, like, a 12-hour shift, I was knackered. One of my mates picked me up, I think, and I picked him up. We went to the gig, and it was a stand in Red Raw, right? And I was doing like 5 or maybe 10 minutes. And before that, I was like, fucking don't want to do this. What am I doing? I'm shiting myself. I didn't, because I usually needed a day to mentally prepare. I was like, I can't be fucked with this. Aye, I don't know if I can do this. I'm not feeling funny. And I hadn't really worked out my lines that well. And about 10 minutes before I went on, I went, you know what, fuck it, I don't give a shit. And I went on with that attitude, and I had the best gig
in
that point in my career, up to that point, because I didn't give a fuck.
Then if you get a great response for that, it gives you the drive to keep doing it.
It's just that fucking attitude, fucking, because you don't care. So it's like, so I think the fuck it things like it's like letting go of the outcome and just taking the action.
Yeah.
So it's not the outcome that matters. It's actually doing the stuff.
Yeah.
That matters.
It's not just a fucking list. It's a way of life.
It is a way of life, aye. And it's like what I'm trying to work out now is like so see a lot of comedians, right? I'm not just comedians. People want an outcome, and they think the outcome's the bit that's the good bit, which gives you the feeling, the endorphins and stuff.
No, but it's the journey there, isn't
The
it?
fucking journey. So it's like running a marathon. Go like I'm going to hate every month, every day of training until I actually run the marathon. But no, you actually learn to see every action as a goal.
Yeah.
So see, like if I'm take that as so it's like doing this podcast, right? So we are thinking there's maybe an outcome of this. We can maybe start making some money in Patreon. I can maybe start selling tickets. But if we were doing that in the back of our mind, we wouldn't enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
So what we're doing actually now is an outcome. This is a goal. We're doing something we enjoy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like,
So it's like you're living in the moment a wee bit.
aye, we are looking forward and saying, this might turn into something. But
Aye.
we sit and enjoy it as it's happening.
Happening.
It's not like we're sitting feel like we're doing a warehouse shift. Like,
Aye.
Don't like this, but it's going to lead to something. Like,
Aye.
that's the dream in it, to do something
Aye.
that you love.
Aye.
And get the
Aye.
reward.
Exactly. So it's like the Edinburgh Festival. I do like small gigs, 50 seaters a day. Is that a can of beer? But people kind of go. So what was it? Somebody said to me recently. Like they said, like another comedian, they kind of went, "What's the point of doing the festival? What's it going to get you?"
It's a laugh, innit?
Well, I'm doing the festival. I'm doing like 3 gigs a day.
Yeah.
And they expect, but it doesn't get you agents, it doesn't get you big deals. I says, but I'm doing what I fucking wanted to do as a kid every day for a month.
Aye. But they look at it as like, but you're not getting on the telly and you're not on
Aye.
Netflix, so what's the point?
Aye, and sometimes people asked, did you get any reviews? I went, don't give a fuck.
That's not why you do it.
I had some belters, I had some great nights,
Aye.
great days. And
You make people laugh and laugh yourself.
Aye. So you're living the dream every day.
Yep.
So people say, would you like to be more successful in comedy? I went, aye. I says, but still I get to do like what I love between 100 and probably 150 times a year.
Aye, well, that's it. There's a song actually about that, a country song. I like my country music.
Oh, would be a country song.
People are going to turn off at the mention of it.
Right, no, go for it.
There's a country singer called Luke Combs.
Luke
Combs.
Right.
Combs his hair.
Right.
He's got a song.
Is that a dig? Is it?
Got a song on his last album. It's called "Doing This," and it's about the idea of somebody asked him in an interview. Like, so in the last couple of years, he's gone from being like a wee guy playing in pubs up to
Aye.
probably.
He's quite a new guy, is he?
Aye, but he's like quite quickly shot up from pubs to biggest country star in the world.
Aye.
And there's this song talks about somebody asked me in an interview, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? If you weren't, a world famous country singer, what job would you do? And the whole idea of the song is, I'd still be doing this if I wasn't doing this. Do you know what I mean? If I wasn't touring the world singing to thousands of people every night, I'd still be singing this very same song just in a wee pub.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I'm not in it for the success. I'm in it for the love of the game.
Aye. Tonight I'm doing a gig in Hamilton. Well, this is November the 21st, is it?
It is, yes.
We're recording this, so I'm doing a gig. There's no point plugging it because it's too late. You missed it.
If there's any time travellers watching.
So this is a gig. I'm doing a gig in Hamilton tonight, and sometimes there's only like 5 people in the audience.
Yeah.
But I'll fucking love it. I'll do a gig in front of 100 people. Love it just as much as the 5 people.
Yeah.
Well, the 100 people is more fun, but I'm looking forward to the gig tonight.
Just because you
as
love doing what you do.
Aye, and it's nothing wrong with that.
No, I've gigged to a few thousand.
Aye,
And I've gigged to no one.
they can't just you yourself
Aye,
just play music.
I enjoy it both.
Aye, but do you and Ainsley sometimes just sit and play music?
We
I know as much.
haven't in quite a while.
See, that's another fuck it. You need to get back into that.
We should, aye. I mean, like, as I say, we've been on holiday this week and that work bit of my brain's been turned off.
Aye.
It's like, I actually want to sit and do that. I
Aye.
didn't happen to have a guitar with me in Gran Canaria, but
Aye,
like,
that's a lot of hassle. I take the
don't
guitar
know.
with
But,
you.
like, I'm still off this week. Maybe some point this week I will. I've been kind of meaning. There's a few wee things that I've been like sitting that I've kind of partially recorded, just wee
Aye.
things I've been working on. So I might get back to some of that this week. Just
Aye.
well.
Do it, man.
Aye. And then I've
Fuck
only
it.
got-
You need a fuck it there. Aye.
He said it. He said it.
This is my last podcast. I'm not doing this again.
I think we said that the last episode.
Did we? Nah, aye. And so let's talk about examples of fuck it's, right? Like what if you had a fuck it list, what would you have on it? I know you've talked about your music, but if you had a list of things that you wanted to do.
So what version of the fuck it? So you had the
if you had a list, so a predetermined fuck it. So we're actually defining what types of fuck it there is.
So what was your example of a predetermined?
So stuff like I had on it is do a parachute jump, which I done years ago. But
so this is the one that's a bit more traditional bucket list
aye,
type thing.
so there's that, but then there's always it's like the fuck it list is like a go to space.
Yeah,
fair enough. So it's like a moving thing. So it's always changing. It's not like a list that you have. It changes all the time.
Yeah, a dynamic bucket list.
Dynamic. That's the word. Aye.
I've been to Nashville twice. I'd like to go back and I'd like to sing there. I'd like to play like whether it's just an open mic or even a karaoke. I'd like just to be able to say, I've sang in a honky tonk in Nashville.
So why don't we, as part of the podcast, write? So as homework for the next one, we'll write a load of stuff that we want to do, and it could be like I like the idea of getting out your comfort zone. So I was actually talking to Gary Falls about this, right? And he was saying, because he knew I was doing the podcast, he was saying, why don't you make it more about the actual fuck it list things you're doing as well? So we can
kind of update if we do something that's on the list, we can talk about it.
Aye, so what we'll do is the next time we'll have write a list, and it could be small things.
Buy milk.
See, I like the idea of sometimes doing wee things that are well up your comfort zone is good for you.
Aye.
Because I read a book years ago, a guy called Jamie Smart, I think it was, and I can't remember the name of the book. He was saying he used to kind of coach people to get out of their comfort zone, and he used to get people to get into do things like get into McDonald's and ask for a chicken curry, right? And some when you think about that. So if I say you go at the McDonald's and ask them if they can sell you a chicken curry with a straight face, your brain will go, fuck that shit, because it's uncomfortable.
Aye.
But you getting in to do that is totally out your comfort zone, but it's kind of a liberating.
Aye, I know. I kind of get what
you know what I mean? Because you're doing something that's totally fucking stupid, because you've got that, because the fear is people judging you, because you're in McDonald's. And I said, who the fuck, who's this?
Famously not a curry house.
Aye, famously not a curry, because they don't do a McCurry.
Not yet. I think it's probably coming on the Christmas menu or something.
A McChicken curry.
Sounds good, actually.
So I mean, so it's just doing like random things, and I think that'd be good for content as well. So just kind of going, right, okay, let's do this. Just random things like that.
Yeah.
Which is out your comfort zone. Or chapping somebody's door and asking for a piece of jam.
Oh, we used to play that. When we were wee.
Did you? Aye, I'm sure one of my mates done
it. It was like our version of Chappie, but instead of running away, you'd stay and ask for a piece. I think we got it once.
Well, you got a piece of jam? I reckon if kids chat my door and ask for a piece of jam, I'd give them a piece of jam. I don't have jam, but I just give them a piece of butter or something like that, so I've got, pal.
Well, piece of chicken curry for McDonald's.
Aye. So I just think stuff like that's just gonna...
I know, but that sounds good.
Kind of liberates you a wee bit, if that makes sense. It kind of gets you out of that way of thinking.
Aye, just as you say, it's like not caring about being judged, not caring about what people think about you.
Aye.
Which
is a huge thing.
Yeah. Especially in comedy or even in music when you're on stage. You know, every eye in the room is on you.
Aye.
You can't really help but feel the people are judging you, because they are.
Aye.
But
no, you're right. But see, in a weird way, that doesn't bother me anymore.
Aye, well, you're a seasoned veteran.
I know, but like being on stage doesn't bother me. The judgment, I don't give a fuck about the judgment on stage, but then it comes to like, so it becomes the going on stage talking to a room full of people doesn't faze me in the slightest. That's years of doing it. But then when it comes to the idea of me getting round chapping doors and trying to sell tickets, that scares me. And it's not the chapping the door bit. It's not just that. It's the judgment of people knowing that I'm doing that to sell tickets.
So that's the bit that you can capitalise on with the TikTok side of it.
Aye.
Like people will share that and say like, this guy's weird, he's going around selling tickets.
Aye, exactly, right, which is good. But it's scary. But it's not just there's a thing where you fear what other comedians think sometimes. So I'm kind of going, right, this is what I want to do. But then the other people going, here, that fucking Obie's chapping doors to sell tickets. So there's that bit of judgment.
But that means you've got them talking.
Aye, but exactly. So it's a good thing, but still there's that part of me, the judgment that's scared of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I can't help.
Yeah.
It's just
I think it's just trying to learn to
overcome that.
Yeah, to focus on the good bit. Like, yeah, people are going to judge you, but
aye,
and maybe talk about you, but you need to look at the good side of people talking about you.
Are people talking about me?
Any press is good press.
So kind of a happened like with Gary Falls. It was like, so there was like and he's one of my examples of kind of things, because when he started doing that, people were going, because he was still kind of just above open spot level at the point when he started selling out venues, and people were going, fucking, who does he think he is selling a 250 seater?
Just because he's
changed
the game a wee bit. He's not taking the traditional route that everyone else does.
So there's a wee bit of whispers going on with people slagging him off, going, I think fucking, like, he's not good enough to do like a 250 seater, all that kind of shit. But he went, fuck them, done it, and now he's selling out the fucking pavilion and shit because he broke past that. So that's a good thing about a fuck it. It kind of pushes you past that traditional way of thinking. And I think anybody that changes the world or does something different,
they've got that in them.
They've got them in.
The sort of push through the feeling of judgment and whatever from everyone else.
Like Rocky.
Like Rocky. Mind we talked about, I'm not going to say films I've not seen because I've seen bits and bobs of Rocky over the years, but I don't know if I've ever actually just sat down and watched it all in a winner.
So have you heard his story? I don't know if I've done this before, have we?
Is it an actual Rocky or Sylvester?
No, so Sylvester Stallone.
I don't think we've talked about it on here now.
Right, so he could have done a fuck it kind of thing, and it kind of, so he was like an actor, right? He was like an unsuccessful actor, right? Kind of about Hollywood, skint as fuck, right? Like just a poor actor, and he started writing. So he wrote Rocky, right? Don't know the full story, but he was getting roles, shitty roles in movies, being the kind of thug, because that's what he looks like. He's a thug, so you get the kind of background thug role.
Yeah,
and they made no money, and he wrote Rocky, and he got millions of knockbacks. So he's just going around and selling it. People like that. It's too simplistic. It's too, you've seen Rocky, haven't you?
Yeah, as I say, I've not sat down and watched it all in a while.
Right,
but
cool.
I've seen it all over the years and bits.
So he wrote the screenplay for Rocky that was going round, and people were telling him that's shite, like it was pish. And eventually, like, it was skint, and eventually people started taking an interest in it. And somebody offered him like £100,000, $200,000, something like that. I don't know the exact, to take it, the screenplay. It says, but we're not having you as the lead role in it. So he was skint, right? He was fucking skint. He got offered hundreds of £1,000s. He went, but we need another actor. He went, no, it has to be me that's in it.
Yeah, that must take something to be offered.
Oh,
that
fuck, aye. And eventually he got somebody who offered him less money, but shares in the sales
or whatever. Aye.
And he, like, it blew up. And there was a point in it where he was at skint. He had to sell his dog, right?
Christ.
Which is fucking sad in itself. So he had to sell his dog. They sold his dog to a guy just to survive, really. The guy made a barbecue at the dog. Did they, right? So the guy bought the dog, and no long after that, Rocky made his money.
Tell me about the dog back.
And that's just so basically, like, he got the money. So this is the story. So he got the money, and he got like a deal to make the movie with him in it. And he went back to speak to this guy. He went, I want my dog back. He went, nah, it's my dog now. And the guy, when they let him buy him back, but eventually the guy.
I thought you were going to say he gave him like $1 million.
No, I don't know what it was. So you can look up the story. So eventually the guy decided to give him his dog back for a certain amount of money. Plus, this guy got a part in the movie. So the guy, I don't know what this. If you Google it, if you look it up on YouTube, the guy who bought Rocky's dog has got a part in the movie, and I don't know, a small part in the movie, but he's in the movie.
Let's see.
I can't remember exactly where it was, but if you find it.
Sylvester Stallone. Okay, where were your adverts?
It's just that story that he just didn't give a fuck. Like, most people would have went $100,000 for a movie, fuck it, I don't want to be in it, just give me the money.
Aye.
But he was that determined at how he wanted it to play out.
And he was right, obviously. It
He
worked.
was right. Because imagine that he did sell it to somebody else done if it was somebody else done Rocket, it might have been shite.
Yeah. And it wouldn't have been what
Because
it
it
is.
was authentic with him in it, I think so. Actually, I love things like that.
Got it back for $3,000.
$3,000 plus a part in the movie. Does it
Aye.
say that in it?
That was just a wee meme. I can't see that.
Aye.
Well, the dog's dead now, by the way.
Ah well, oh shit, man! I can't believe like we've just announced that Rocky's Doug for the 80s is dead.
Things got even worse. I had to sell him for $40 in front of a 7-Eleven because I couldn't afford food.
Aye.
I know it says 15,000. Selling his dog must have been an incredibly difficult thing to do. However, Sly later bought his dog back. 15 grand, isn't it?
15 grand.
15 grand. Doesn't say anything about the guy being in it, but I believe it.
I'm sure he is. Have you just exposed me as being a fucking liar now, Chris?
Maybe you've been a victim of clickbait or something.
No, I'm sure it is. No, I'm sure it is. I've seen. We'll search it later on.
Yeah, if I find the article, I'll put it on the screen.
Aye, if I find the article, I'm 100% sure.
He paid me like $60 for the dog. He goes, I'll give you the dog back for $3,000. I said, I don't have $3,000. He goes, all right, I want to be in the movie. So I put him in the movie.
So he's in Rocky?
Yeah, he's the first kind of little scene. He goes,
I'm not 100% sure because I've done that before. Have you ever been 100% sure of something, then somebody proves you wrong and you're raging?
Every day.
Fucking for years, right? This is going off topic again, right? I was convinced. Did you ever watch Columbo? That was
Again, I think I've seen wee clips, but no, I've not watched an episode.
right. So I was convinced. Do you remember Ricky Fulton?
The boxer?
No,
Is he not a boxer?
fucking hell. Tell us a young guy, right? Ricky Fulton, the comedian, used to be Scotch and Rye. Google it. He was like
What's his name?
Ricky Fulton. He was before Still Game and all that. It was before like Still Game done
Ricky
New
Fulton.
Year. There was Scotch and Rye.
Yes.
Who was Ricky Fulton? He's been dead for years, but he was like the
Like Rocky's Doug.
like Rocky's Doug, right? See, Ricky Fulton's a legend, right? Scottish comedy, and so Ricky Fulton. So years ago, I was convinced, 100%. One of my mates, Andy Vaughan, that used to run about me years ago, another comedian, he doesn't do it anymore. He was a big Columbo fan, right? He just watched all the episodes. But I was convinced that years ago, I'd seen an episode of Columbo with Ricky Fulton in it.
Right.
And I'd seen it, right? I'm still convinced to this day that I'd seen an episode of Ricky Fulton, of Columbo with Ricky Fulton in it. And me and Andy were having an argument one night, and he was like, "No, he's definitely not in it." I said, "I fucking seen it. He was in it." and I bet him. I think I bet him a tenner or something. And I searched the internet, fucking days, couldn't find a thing with Ricky Fulton in it. And to this day, I'm still convinced. I think it's one of is it the Mandela effect or something?
Yeah.
I'm convinced I've seen Ricky Fulton in Columbo, but apparently it wasn't.
Turns out I was thinking of Ricky Hatton, the boxer.
All right, aye, I can see where you came from there. Aye, no, Ricky Fulton, he's dead. But he was
It has
funny.
been since 2004.
Aye. So Ricky, after just watching this, sad news. Rocky's Sylvester Stallone's Doug's dead, and Ricky Fulton's dead.
You heard it here first.
So let's have a minute of silence for Ricky Fulton and his Doug, or Rocky's Doug.
Right, we need to stop doing these silences. We've done
You
two.
bottled it there. I done a fuck it there. I was
Wait,
I was
did one
fully committed. I was fully committed to that there.
Last episode we did a silence. We can't do them every episode.
No, we can. I think we should do one. Right, let's get our comfort zone and do a minute of silence. But
Christ.
keep it. Don't edit it out.
Right, I won't. But just everyone beware that your car Bluetooth hasn't disconnected. I promise we will.
We're having a minute. This is a minute.
Are we doing a real minute?
Aye, aye. So,
Right, okay.
so this is like an
Got the
uncomfortable
timer.
fuck it, because this is one of the uncomfortable things. You go, let's have a minute of silence.
Right, okay. That's a minute.
Aye. Did that feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
See,
Not uncomfortable, but just I feel like as a listener, I'd be
aye,
annoyed.
but exactly. But we've went out of comfort zone there and done that. That's why I done that there because that was so that because you went fuck because you lasted like 3 seconds there. But no, we can't do silence. And then we done it and we're fine. And that'll go viral now. That'll be that uncomfortableness. That'll change everything. Probably will they, but
But we're going to put that out as a TikTok clip.
Aye.
Just us sitting for a minute, you picking your nose.
Aye. So that's the point of being uncomfortable. You do things that are uncomfortable and
We quick note, Ainsley's jumping to the shop. Do you want anything? Do you want an iron brew?
aye. I have an iron brew, aye.
Sorry, that was a rude interruption there.
That's
but,
all right.
It's an urgent.
Urgent and a crunchy.
Do you want a crunchy
Aye,
as well?
fuck it, aye. I've got I'll give the money. And I am brewing a crunchy.
And a crunchy.
See, you've done a fuck it there as well. You've went out your comfort zone and just went on and spoke about something that's happening out with the podcast, which in turn is making this sound more authentic.
Well, we are real people.
So
That
we're real,
we really drink iron brew and eat crunchies. Just like you.
just like you, just like the normal everyday people out there.
I think this is actually the first non-iron brew.
Oh, I hate Dr.
on the pod.
Pepper.
No, you're not a fan?
Nah, I think I've drank 2 cans in my life. I just didn't like it.
I've been in a Dr. Pepper phase the last few weeks.
Aye, I maybe try it again because I've not had it for like I think I drank it as a kid, and maybe I just wasn't brainwashed enough for the big brands, and I thought because I was brainwashed, therefore I don't like that.
Or you like to try and be a wee bit different, not succumb to what everyone else is into.
But nobody was into that though.
Oh, so you were the one being different.
No,
Right.
I was being normal. I was brainwashed because I was yet away.
Oh, so you
So
saw like the fancy.
I know
Atoms
because it
and-
was Dr. Pepper. It was really heard of.
Was it quite new over here? I know it's like American.
Aye,
so
it's more of an American thing. And I decided I don't like that because it's no Coca-Cola. It's like when your mom used to go to the shop and buy like Kid on Rice Krispies. You just decide you didn't like them because it was like
I do think there's a difference. See, like this shop's own brand stuff.
oh probably.
Although I know some aren't. My gran tells the story all the time. Her mum used to work in the McVitie's factory
Aye.
in Glasgow, and they were making it was like penguins or something, wrapping
Aye.
in the official penguin wrappers, and then they stopped the machines, and then they loaded in the M&S wrappers
Same shit.
and wrapped the same biscuits in the M&S wrappers.
Aye, and people will think that they're shite, the ones they're eating, the M&M ones, but it's actually the same.
M&M.
M&S, M&M. So M&M likes penguins.
I wonder how many M&S penguins we've distributed
Aye.
at that time.
Did you know M&M, before he became famous, he sold a big packet of penguins and then he bought it back for 15 grand after.
And now it's deed.
And that was an actual penguin. So he had a penguin and they sold it to a guy before he got his first record deal. And then,
Because he got offered a record deal, but he wasn't allowed to sing on it. He was just to write the song.
aye, something like that,
Aye. That's an hour on episode
Is it?
3,
Fucking
by the
hell.
way. We don't need to stick to an hour religiously.
Nah,
it's
nah.
it's just a sort of a rough
Aye,
window.
maybe
but
once we get guests on, we could do longer.
if is there more to add to the sort of introduction to the fuck it list?
No, so I think.
He said it. He
Stop
said
it! So I think we'll just concluding because I kind of wanted to talk about the idea of the fuck it list. So like, because I want to do more with it, right? I want to do more, write more with it. Because it's kind of been in the background for years and kind of done it bits by bits. Like I tried to do Land's End to John O'Groats last year, which was a kind of a fuck it. Because it was last minute.
I remember seeing that on your
Aye,
Facebook.
so maybe
and that.
talk more about that next time. But it's the idea that I want to do more with it because society are the kind of the way of thinking, the groundhoggy day way of thinking is going to hold me back. You as well, probably most people.
Yeah.
So I want to try and use this podcast, you as well. So for the next episode, what we'll do, would you want to do it? We'll write a list of stuff we want to do. And even if you've not got them, make things up. So I think, so there's a third one, I think. So fuck it could be suggestions from people. So see if so see a list of stuff that I want to do. But somebody says to you, why don't you try this? And you go, fuck that. But then maybe because you'd never thought of it before, doing a fuck it that you hadn't thought about might be liberating as fuck.
Yeah.
If somebody says, why don't you do this? I go, that sounds horrible, or that scares the fuck out of me. Maybe that's why you should do it.
No, you get it. Like, even just somebody suggesting like some food you should try.
Aye, aye,
Like somebody goes, you should try this, and you go, no, I don't like that. And they go, have you ever actually tried it? And you go, well, no, actually, I'll get a bash.
Aye.
And then it becomes your favourite thing ever. Could be like that, but something far more important in
aye.
life. But,
So
you know,
that scares me. That actually scares me. Food scares me. I'm a bit weird with food.
food scares you.
Aye.
Do you want to copy Have a Word? They've been doing Dan's like a child with food, and he'd never tried gravy until like last year, and he's
Fuck.
like 42 or something.
Shit. Never
So-
tried gravy.
So do you want to do a fuck it on here, and you can like eat something that
Oh no, man.
scares you?
See, aye,
I'll give you a bucket. A fuck it bucket.
Maybe, aye. I see. Aye. I shouldn't have brought that up. So that does scare me. Aye. but
Sushi.
aye.
You into sushi?
No. No, don't do this to
What
me.
if people start paying us for you to eat sushi?
If they pay me, aye, but I'm a weirdo. See, it comes to fish and stuff.
I'm not. I like tuna. That's it.
Oh
That's the
no,
only-
that's the worst.
Nah.
I can smell tuna in my dreams.
See, when I was on the plane, going on holiday there, they were selling tuna sandwiches on the plane.
Aye.
And like, I like a tuna sandwich, but Ainsley was like, that should be illegal. And I do agree, the smell.
Oh, the smell, man. Like, see, like, in like warehouse, remember the warehouse jobs, you work in a canteen with other people, some arsehole comes in with tuna, fucking sweet corn or something like that, you smell it everywhere, it ruins your whole...
There was a guy who used to work with my uncle who would bring tuna sandwiches every day.
Oh,
and they made him eat outside.
That's sick, the cunt. So if you're out there eating tuna to do, I can smell you. If you're watching this eating tuna, like, aye. Oh,
I can smell you from the future where you are.
Aye, tuna mayonnaise and all that. Fucking cunt.
Dear.
Anyway.
Dear. Right, well, we call that an episode.
Aye. So do more. So just go and do more fuckets, and like write a list. So I'd like to get like a group of people actually interact with us, telling us what they're actually doing. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's we can make that like a segment of the podcast.
Aye.
Like we talk about our ongoing fucket lists, but
Aye.
people could write in and talk about theirs.
And I could be part of it. See, that's another section we've come up with because we've not really planned this.
Yeah.
Which is good.
So whether it's like commenting just on the videos on YouTube, or you can email us. We do have an email address actually. Let me
Oh, you got
find
an
it.
email address?
Yeah, I made it just so we could have the
All right.
YouTube thing. But
And you could send social media on one of my platforms if you want as well.
Yeah.
Obie Comedian.
can I find the email? Well, it is obiepodcast@gmail.com.
All right, so you've got an email. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Aye,
I've made an email with your name in it. Sorry.
Fair do. That's all right, mate. That's cool.
So, yeah.
That's good. Aye. So
you've
email
got,
that if you've got ideas of stuff you want to do or stuff you want us to do.
Yeah, or even just nonsense you want us to talk about.
Aye.
Go for it. Yeah, obiepodcast@gmail.com, and all the other social media links, I'll put them on the screen as usual.
So do follow us. Have you not got like social media for your music, Chris? Or is that something you should
me
be
and
doing?
Ainsley are in a band called The Fallen Hearts, which
So you got that on social media, so you should be plugging that as well.
I mean, it's not. There's nothing been posted on it for
Right,
ages, but
so that's something you should sort out as well then.
yeah,
Let's
that's true.
it.
We do actually. We've got a wee promo video thing that we're working on at the
Right,
moment
cool.
to start sending out to.
So
bookers and
hopefully
venues and
by the
stuff.
time we've got this out, Chris and Ainsley have more social
Yeah,
media
in fact,
stuff
do you know what?
as
That's
well.
on my bucket list. By the time this is out, which is going to be January,
Aye.
that promo for our band will be ready. So look on we're on Facebook. I think we're on YouTube, Instagram, The Fallen Hearts.
Cool.
I'll link it here. I'll also link your socials
Aye.
and the podcast socials. Usual.
Right, cool. So we'll finish there, Chris.
Yes. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Next week, that's us done 3 now. So, but just before we go, fuck it. Fucking hate that. I'm not going to kill that machine. Fuck it. See you later.
Bye.
Cheers.